Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel again, and I am here to talk about Sailor Moon Crystal one more time because it is for Act 39 or Episode 313 titled Infinity 12 Infinite Journey, which was released Monday, June 27th, 2016, and it is the season finale of Season 3. And today is the 28th, so I'm only a day behind, but I've caught up. I managed to watch 5 episodes, I think, the last 2 days. So it was pretty exciting to watch it all in a big chunk like that. So one episode this time, so let's do a 10-minute clock and let's start the timer and let's begin. So something new that we learned in this finale episode, I should say right off the bat, for someone who has not read the manga and someone who has seen the classics version, this was nothing like the classics version, the 1990s anime version, for how the big showdown with Master Pharaoh 90 happened. So basically, the first bit of the episode is really just a recap of what has happened in the previous episode with Sailor Moon sacrificing herself into Pharaoh 90, Saturn being reawakened and almost set to swing her scythe and annihilate the world in order to destroy Master Pharaoh 90. But in this episode, we get to see Super Sailor Moon reawaken from inside Master Pharaoh 90 and actually complete her original plan when she dived into the abyss that was this alien life form. And once she snapped out of it, and she basically expelled all the power that she had in her to stop Master Pharaoh 90, or at least weaken him enough so that Sailor Saturn could use her power to suck him out of the earth and send him straight to the void that was the Tar Star system. And Sailor Saturn immediately tells Sailor Pluto to immediately open a door, or actually create the void at there's crack in the universe, make it like an actual door, and then seal it back up once Saturn was able to expel Master Pharaoh 90 into the Tar Star system. So Pluto eventually does this, even though she doesn't want to, because with Master Pharaoh 90's release, I guess you can say, or relinquishment, Sailor Saturn goes with him. Shortly after that, we see Super Sailor Moon transforming into Neo Queen Serenity and using her power to revive the city to its former glory. So with that stance that happened, we see the nightmare being recreated as it is revealed that she is the Misha they had all feared from the nightmare, as she was the one emitting this light around this destroyed city that they were afraid she was the cause of, but she's actually saving it. So after all that has been revived, we see Sailor Saturn being reincarnated into a baby, and they still call it Hotaru. And it seems that Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto have decided together to raise the baby, since there is no Professor Tomo to raise his own daughter, which is very different to how the classics ended. But they soon after that leave with the baby. And then pushing forward to, don't know how long it's been since that, but they set a direct date for this next part of the episode, and that was April 1st. This is the date that Chibiusa was set to return home to the 30th century, since she has completed her Sailor Guardian training. April 1st is also the day this total solar eclipse is meant to happen in the city, so there's a whole bunch of news about that happening. We also see the girls in their new high school uniforms, so we get a bit of information about that. We get to learn about what their plans are when they embark on high school, what clubs they're going to join into. We got Minako wanting to join the volleyball team, and also wants to do other clubs, as well as auditioning every weekend. We have Makoto wanting interest in the cooking club. We see Amy having interest in the computer club. We have Ray having interest in the archery club. And then we have Usagi's interest in the manga and illustration club. So it was great to see all the interest from them. It's great to see their excitement for this next stage in their education. We also learned that Mamoru is now a university student. So it's great to see those types of milestones being cleared up. So there's that. So on their way to send Chibiusa back home to her home, 30th century, Usagi, Mamara, and Chibiusa stop and witness the total solar eclipse. While doing that, though, Usagi and Chibiusa hear this strange bell ringing, and Chibiusa comments on it being this pure sound, and that's how the episode ends. It truly ends with them turning around as if they located where the sound was coming from, and that was it. You go straight into the end credits, which was Sailor, Uranus, and Neptune's song together. So there was that. So what was the most shocking moment of the episode? For me, it definitely has to be the ending, not only with that whole cliffhanger with the whole mysterious bell sound during the eclipse, but definitely the ending with Master Pharaoh 90 and how he was expelled from Earth into the void that was the Taro star system with Sailor Saturn. I was not expecting that. Completely surprising. I actually thought that we'd actually see a corporeal form of Master Pharaoh 90, kind of like how we saw a corporeal form of Wise Man after so long with him just being under the hood. So it was just crazy how all of that went down, for sure. But moving on to top 3 favorite moments of the episode. For me, it definitely has to be the little bit between Sailor Moon and Sailor Saturn. When Sailor Saturn was explaining to Sailor Moon her purpose, how she may be the bringer of destruction and death, but she is there to allow for rebirth to happen, and kind of explain to Sailor Moon that she is meant to bring out the rebirth in everything around them. Like, she was meant to be the one to pave that pathway for people. So it was just a great way, not only for that, but it's great to see that when the idea of Sailor Saturn was going to sacrifice herself, in a sense, to save the planet, it really got the reaction from all the Sailor Guardians, who were initially completely terrified by Saturn's presence, because if she's around, that means annihilation for their planet. But when the idea of her sacrificing herself to save them, they all didn't want her to do that. They don't want to see her go. And especially with Sailor Pluto, you really get to see her reaction. Sailor Moon and Sailor Pluto were definitely the reactions I wasn't expecting, to the extent that they were at, just because with Sailor Pluto and Sailor Saturn, we never actually got to go in depth on what their relationship is. And then with Sailor Moon, she's obviously gonna have a soft spot because she sees Hotaru and Saturn, and same with Chibiusa. So the same thing at that. So it's just, that was a great thing that we got to see. Another favorite I had was when Neo Queen Serenity came out and revived the city. And then also to have that moment when Tuxedo Mask sees the queen doing this, and then getting flashes of what the nightmare was, and having the queen recreate what the nightmare was, reconfirming to him that she was the Misha in the nightmare that they had originally feared to be the deity of destruction. What I really liked about that was that, because I always thought that it was her, because just the silhouette of her seemed more like, initially I thought it was Princess Serenity, but it seemed more of her than it was of Sailor Saturn. So it was just great to get a final confirmation, to have Mamaro do that confirmation, which was fantastic. I'll definitely have to go back and check my other videos to see where there's proof of that, but there probably is, because I remember always thinking that. So anyways, I'm rambling. Moving on to the next favorite moment, though. It has to be with the moment, the goodbyes, I guess you could say, with Sailor Pluto promising to see Sailor Chibi Moon and Chibiusa again, because they were friends, and then Neptune doing the same thing and giving her talisman mirror to Sailor Chibi Moon as a token of, yes, I will return, keep this safe for me until then. And it was just great to have that moment, because in the present day, we haven't seen their bond form, but from the looks of it, the Pluto and Neptune bond that we're getting between Chibiusa might have been because of whatever's going to happen in the future or something like that. I have no clue. All I know is that Chibiusa only really bonded with Neptune was in that helicopter. So I'm wondering where else, or if that's meant to be the first step to building this new friendship between the two. But Pluto and Chibiusa have always had this friendship from before. So there's that. I really like that, though, that little moment, even though it got a little teary-eyed for all the characters. It was great to see that it was just a temporary goodbye and not them saying goodbye because someone died. So there's that. And last favorite moment was definitely the playful vibe we got during the April 1st scene. So with the girls being cheerful with each other at the prospect of starting high school together, what they're going to do. And then Chibiusa and Usagi going off to spend the day with Mamoru. It was just great to have them have this sense of peace among them and have to be able to go back to their normal lives before anything interrupted them. So it's just great that we got to see that as well. So moving on to top 3 peeved moments. When first one is that when we get the voiceover of Chibiusa's letter to her parents telling her, I hope you come and see me. I can't wait to see you. I thought we were actually going to see her parents. Like, we were actually going to see her go to the past, and we'd actually see her parents waiting for her there, or we were going to see her parents come to the present day and then take Chibiusa back to their future. But the fact that we didn't get to see them was a little bit of a letdown. I was kind of hoping for that, especially with the whole letter being part of it too, as an explanation of what was to come for that day. So there's that. Another peeve for me would have to be that there was no additional goodbye between Sailor Uranus and Sailor Moon. Chibiusa got that with Pluto and Neptune, and yet Sailor Moon didn't get that with Uranus, which I was kind of hoping for. Even if it's just some acknowledgement, instead we got Uranus telling Sailor Chibi Moon to protect their precious princess, and that was indirectly meant for Sailor Moon to be protected. So there's that. Also, though, a peeve that I had for overall was that there wasn't much scenes between Haruka and Mitru once everyone else found out that they were Sailor Moon and once everyone found out they were Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune. I thought there'd be a lot more of scenes between them, but I felt like there wasn't as much as all the hype made it out to be. I mean, you get more of them through their song that you get in the end credits, and you get more of Haruka and Mitru scenes before it was revealed to everybody else that they were Sailor Guardians, because once that was revealed, it was all about business and they had to keep things professional and stuff like that. Maybe it's just because in the classics we got to see a lot more of those two characters sharing scenes together because there were filler episodes as well in the season. But I don't know, that was just me. For all the hype about Uranus and Neptune arriving, which I'm glad they did, and all the hype of them actually being true to their manga versions as opposed to how they were changed in the classics version, I expected more moments between them. But maybe it's just been a while and I'm overthinking, or I'm forgetting a few stuff. I just felt like there could have been more. I don't know. I haven't read the manga, like I said, for this branch of it. So, what are your thoughts about it? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Moving on, though, very quickly, since the timer did go off. What moment will I remember most when I look back on this episode? The defeat of Master Pharaoh 90, for sure, would be a big step, because it definitely needed a lot of power in order to do that. So there's that. But random questions now. I have 3 of them. 1, who caused the sound of that bell? And were Usagi and Chibiusa the only ones that could hear it? Or were they the only ones that we could see that could hear it? I don't know. And is this sound of the bell going to postpone Chibiusa's return back to the 30th century? I don't know. Yeah, I'm wondering if that's going to be the reason, or she's going to go back and then go back to the 30th century and then pop back to now and then stay to deal with whoever caused the bell. No clue. Last question. How long before we see Haruka, Mitru, and Setsuna again with baby Hotaru? I hope it's not long, but if we see them very soon, I wonder just how big Hotaru will be. Will she still age like a regular baby or something? Or, I don't know. But moving on to predictions, well, since this is the finale, can't really predict about anything without actually going into what I know off the classics. But as of today, June 28th, I haven't been able to find anything about a season 4. So I don't know if there's any news about that. But if there is a season 4, then I'm assuming it's going to be based off the Dead Moon Circus, which is the Super S season in the 1990s version of the anime, which is the classics. So we'll get all of that, and I know Sailor Chibi Moon is in that, but the outer Sailor Guardians aren't. But I guess we'll just wait and see until we hear more on if and when we get a season 4. But until then, I am just gonna have to check out the manga and catch up with that reading. If not, then I'll just go to fan fiction and spend my time with that too, though. But that's what it. So what did you guys think of the finale, or what did you guys think about this season as a whole? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it, as well as your own predictions of what you think is to come, what you think is actually going to stay in the crystal version that's going to deviate from the manga version. Or if you picked up any differences between the classics and the crystals versions this season, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I missed a lot, or maybe my memory is just not doing it for me now, but I'd love to hear about it. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page as well. Link for that will be down below. The link for Sailor Moon is for all of Sailor Moon that crosses over my dashboard, whether it's crystal or whether it's classics. But I'm behind on updating for Tumblr, but if you want, follow me there. I'm eventually going to get right back into it once my tagging issue is dealt with. But there is that. But that's what it is. So thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry for the delay for all of these, but I'm glad you stuck around to hear what I have to say. I will be coming back again when we hopefully get new episodes to see what I have to say about that. But until then, this is Mel wishing you all a great day, great week wherever you are, and have a happy summer. Bye, guys.